Hello, Phantomaniacs. Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Series, unfortunately, Walmart exclusive, Cobra Richard Crystal Ball King. And the mythology there is that Stephen King may or may not have had something to do with this character's file card. Lots of controversy surrounding the original Crystal Ball figure. None from me, though. I always liked Crystal Ball. Like, I loved the lenticular shield. I loved the idea of him having sort of, being sort of a mystic. And I never thought too much about magic, technology, whatever. I just knew that he would brainwash the Joes or hypnotize the Joes or whatever, which was such a common trope in all the media that I grew up on, that this just never bothered me. He always looked cool to me. His portrait is great. So I was a fan of Crystal Ball, and it was one of those things where, you know, the internet, being what it is, years later when you get on there, you find out, oh, there are all these people who absolutely hate the stuff that I thought was some of the most fun things about G.I. Joe, but whatever. And now we've got a new Crystal Ball figure. Very excited to open it up, and also excited because there was a little bit of dread in me about Crystal Ball and Classified, because I was afraid they would make him not mystical, that they would redesign him too much, and that really didn't happen. Awesome art on the side here. I love it. It's got those stats over here, and then on the back of the box, some cool stuff going on, and that some cool stuff going on. I hope you really enjoyed my description of that. Interested in that helicopter, though, because it's not anything that we've seen depicted in Classified, unless it's similar to the ones that are on, I think it was the back of Chuckles packaging, maybe. Anyway, let's open it up and take a look at this figure that I genuinely had a sense of relief when they first revealed the render, because like I said, I was just afraid that they would take it too seriously and that it wouldn't really even be Crystal Ball. Interesting. I don't know how often we've seen this, if ever, something attached to the card inside to keep it flat, presumably. I like that. Oh, so this came to me delivered. I had it pre-ordered. Oh, I need to cancel my Pulse pre-order. I pre-ordered it from Walmart and from Pulse, because that's what I do. A little pre-order roulette. And Walmart, it was supposed to arrive on August the 14th, and all day, right up through, we did Audible Interlude. We did a live stream counting down the end of the Snowcat HasLab. And right up through the end of that, up to midnight, my order status for Crystal Ball said arriving today. And, you know, after we went off the air, I told Christian and Noel, I was like, well, I don't think that's accurate. But it turns out that arriving today after midnight was accurate, because it arrived on August the 15th, delivered from a store, which is how most of these things have been happening lately, which I find pretty interesting. And delivered from a store that, by the way, never has anything new. So I don't know what's going on with Walmart's fulfillment now, but I am quite happy that, you know, things get fulfilled. And hopefully everybody else that ordered, you know, you'll get your balls soon. Keep your fingers crossed. All right, nice loadout. Very interesting loadout. Let's take a look at the figure itself. The portrait, which, you know, we had seen, but look at that. Fantastic. He's got, like, fangs. Crazy eyes, like the eye makeup, and then the hair, very reminiscent of the original You know, the original's got those red eyes. I think a lot of people maybe never even noticed because they're so teeny tiny, you almost can't even see them. Got the fur collar, very similar shoulder action going on. He's got that design on the front of his shirt. It's a nice touch. It is just painted on. It's not sculpted like the original figure, but I'm okay with that. There's enough other stuff going on with him. He's got the belt buckle. That seeing eye belt buckle. Spot for the very unique blaster over there. So, I mean, this really has... This is, again, like what Classified, in my opinion, should be doing, taking this design and just amping it up, adding detail, making it a little more modern, but not too much more. I'm even okay with what they did with the boots, because as much as I love a good pirate style boot, these are interesting and cool, so I dig that. So let's take a closer look. Again, that portrait looks great. The hair is fantastic. I like these panels up here at the shoulders. Like, this jacket is very unique and interesting. And those necklaces look like they might be two separate pieces. Let's go ahead and get this off of here, because I want to solve that little mystery. I also want to take a closer look at what's going on with his shoulders. There we go. I don't want to necessarily pop his head off. I just want to figure out if those necklaces are separate. They are. Those necklaces appear to be two. Yeah, they are. The necklaces are two completely separate pieces. Isn't that interesting? Not even, you know, sculpted onto the figure, although that's because this torso is potentially... What does Zartan? Does Cold Slither Zartan? No, they all have the same torso. But anyway, you can see this is a V-neck that we've probably seen elsewhere. So that is sculpt. And then he's got some like tattoos on his chest, it looks like. And then the detail on those necklaces, just really cool additions to the figure. And then the shoulder parts are... You know, I want to say they're Zartans because they look the same. But I think they're sculpted differently. Because look at the way this is cut into the armor piece there, so that these don't interfere with the movement. Very interesting. He's got another tattoo over here. Cool mystical looking thing. Those armbands, I don't know where you're going to use those again, so that's cool. And he does have an alternate hand that's in sort of a gesturing, spellcasty type position. He is great. A lot of personality in this guy. And definitely looks devious, evil, untrustworthy. If you're at a party with Crystal Ball, do not drink anything that he hands you. Look at the detail on that jacket. That is just awesome. Got the nice paint hits on those buckles on either side. And then up at the top here, these little details. Fur collar just looks great. Figure feels good. All the plastic feels good. Everything's moving well. Let's get a little closer look at that boot I was talking about. I wish, well, not I wish, I love those original boots, but these are cool. Like, these have a look to them that goes with this figure. So I'm okay with them changing those up. He's got rings on those fingers. Awesome. Great figure. Well done. I'm very happy with this crystal ball. I would even say, you know, so often we get a good design and I'll think, yeah, this is really cool. I'll be interested to see if they do a retro card back. In this one, yeah, they could, obviously, but I don't need it. I don't need another crystal ball. This one looks great. Another tattoo, or more tattoos over on this side. All right. Accessory time, and I'm very excited about these. Oh, that's right, his head does come off. So he's got this wild mystical scimitar, translucent green, that will hopefully match up to the Ghost Vipers that are coming at some point. Crystal balls, troops. That's awesome. And of course, the shield, the lenticular shield that they have absolutely plussed up. I mean, that is great. But I do wish that it... So Noel brought up he would have put it on ball bearings so it could spin. But I wish it just... you could switch which way it goes. Because I would put this on his left arm like I have my vintage figure, but that's not an option. It has to go on his right arm. And I'm a shield on the left guy. Pretty much every action figure I have that has a shield, it's on their left arm. But now you're limited because of the orientation of the design. Well, I guess what you could do, because we have this piece also, which is incredible. Again, that translucent green, and it's basically the same image. So what you could do is pop it in there. I guess this just snaps in place somehow. Huh, how does this work? Surely it doesn't have to orient the same way. Like, I feel like it's supposed to go inside. Oh, okay. Yeah, it just... Wow, that is way more snug than I expected it to be. So yeah, if you're using this piece, all you have to do is put it in upside down and put it on his left arm. And that may be exactly what I do. Because as much as I love the lenticular pattern, like, this is killer. And I believe the design, because this is in here snug, but I bet this little tab right here so you can pop it. Yep, so you can pop it right back out. Wow, that works. That's really nicely engineered, that fit. So just pop it in this way. And the shield has a little bit of bend to it. So you can kind of bend the shield very slightly to pop it in, and it just clicks into place. So now that can go on that left arm like I wanted. Now that does mean, though, that gesturing hand... Oh, wow, that is soft plastic. So be careful with this piece. It is... Because I was just pushing the hand onto it, and it almost went flat against the shield. So be careful with that. He's got pretty rigid fingers. So you can do that. And that goes around the forearm, so you can put it on his left arm that way if you want to. There's that alternate gesturing hand that I won't be using. There is his very unique blaster. Look at that design. Very interesting. It does have a port for blast effects in the front. I'm just going to put that right in that holster. Because he's not, like, I appreciate that he includes it, but he's not, for me, going to be much of a blaster guy. So that's just going right in there under the jacket. We're done. We have the actual crystal ball, which is awesome because it is, it's squishy a little bit. So there is this is interesting. It's a green soft plastic piece, and then this is a clear sort of bubble mounted on it. And it might come off, but I don't want to ruin anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, it does come off. And then inside is a little skull. That is crazy. A screaming skull, no less. Man. And you've got all kinds of weird stuff, like a tentacle or something on the... Yeah, it is. It's a tentacle sculpted on the bottom. This is crazy. All right, let's pop that back on there. Well, he's got to be holding that. So maybe... I guess maybe I do put the shield on the right hand, and this... Well, this isn't... Is this going to hold this? Yeah, I bet I can make that happen. I'll play around with that some. If this is what you see in the thumbnail, then I figured it out. And then finally, we've got an alternate head that is just killer, that I would love to display, but I've got to have the regular crystal ball head. So maybe I put this on a stand behind him or something. So let's see. All right, so I've decided this is not happening like this. Let's see what he looks like with the crazy head. Oh, well, that doesn't even really... Oh, yeah, it does. It just sits really low. So that's the alternate head. The nightmare head, the I've cast a spell on you or put something in your drink or whatever the case may be, head. And then... I don't know how I'm going to display him. But I think I am going to leave the regular crystal ball head on and have this floating behind him, because I've got some head stands from NECA that I could pop one on. It would look pretty cool. This is awesome, and I cannot wait to get the Ghost Vipers to go with him. So there you go. That is the new updated G.I. Joe Classified Series Crystal Ball, a figure that goes above and beyond, far beyond what was necessary for this character, and I love it. Well done, Hasbro. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and until next time, Cobra.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.